Some of the challenges involved, I think, are generic. They've been around for a long time. And they were things that I and we were trying to counteract with transparency, and being part of NSI was part of that. But there were things that we were doing outside of NSI. And I remember talking to Carrie, who's the administrator of NSI, about why I felt transparency was so very important, and why I think this story goes beyond the individual agencies involved, but it really is about the sector and about the dysfunction around leadership transition that I think has been around for a long time. I mean, the kind of first thing that people think of is, oh, what are the funders going to do? And it is true that there have historically been funders who kind of roll their chairs back and cross their arms and go, okay, well, let's see what's going to happen now. We're going to take a break on your funding. And I was really adamant that what we really want to do is create FOMO for the funders. We want them to be leaning in and saying, wow, there's something important happening over there. We should be a part of it. And if we really believe in this organization, this is a time for us to lean in and provide additional support, not lean out. And so I was having that exact conversation with all of our major funders. I made over 125 phone calls to speak to our major funders and say, this is happening. The organization is in great shape. You've been an investor. You want to protect your investment. And more than anything, you want to show the board of directors and the senior staff and the incoming CEO, and me, by the way, that you really are invested in this organization. It's not about me. This is not a cult of personality. This is about the mission of this organization. And yes, I have been an important steward of it, but the work carries on, and it's more important than ever. So that is a challenge. It's also an opportunity, as many challenges are. The other challenge is that you can't really know exactly how they're going to go is how people are affected, how human beings are going to respond, because everybody has their own relationship with you and their relationship with the organization. And there were some surprised, dramatic kind of reactions at first. But that's why, as I mentioned earlier, I wanted to inoculate people early and kind of get those reactions done, and then say, okay, I understand, and let's get through that. And I'm still the person I was a year ago, Now let's work on what is it going to take to do this the best way possible. As somebody who's been CEOing for 30 years, I think I've made this point earlier, but I'm going to stress it. I think that transparency is essential. And I think that this kind of cloak and dagger mentality around leadership transition, I understand some of the strategic reasons for doing that, but I think that the gains from it are not worth the toxicity around it, or the fear around it, or the kind of lack of capacity for the sector to make this a healthy, natural, organic thing, which it must be. Because I think ultimately that's what will help folks who need to move along, folks who are coming up really get welcomed and embraced and supported into their new roles, and support organizations that are really important, many of which are living hand to mouth, in not missing a beat. Because ultimately it's the constituents that lose when an organization is not supported properly through its leadership. So for whatever it's worth, I just want to say that sometimes, sunlight is the best disinfectant, they say, and I really think that we're all in this together, and we could do a better job of helping nonprofits through this without making them feel like it has to be, a dirty little secret.